Listen to me very carefully. If you are watching this video right now, your energy signature has already been flagged by the dimensional frequencies shifting across the Earth. Tonight, something very specific, very subtle, and potentially dangerous is going to happen in the astral field while you sleep, or perhaps while you lay awake at 3 a.m., feeling an unexplainable anxiety. They are going to try to reach you. You will feel a pull, a sudden urge to engage with a thought, a memory, or a sudden heavy emotion that feels like it belongs to you. But I promise you, it does not. Do not answer the call tonight. I repeat, do not answer it. The Earth's grid is currently experiencing an unprecedented magnetic tear, a temporary vulnerability in the veil, and certain low-density forces are using this exact 24-hour window to cast a net over the awakening ground crew. They are looking for the brightest lights. They are looking for you. They know that your Arcturian codes are beginning to activate, and they are terrified of what happens when you fully remember who you are. This is not a time to be afraid, but it is a time to be incredibly vigilant. If you feel a sudden wave of despair, a phantom pain, or a whisper telling you that your mission is pointless, you must understand what is actually happening. You are being tested. You are being targeted because of your light. Stay with me, because what I am about to reveal will protect your energy. Starseed. If this message found you today, it is not random. The Arcturian Council rarely sends transmissions like this, but something has changed in the energetic field of Earth, and those who carry the starseed frequency are beginning to feel it. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. What follows is a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council, delivered without distortion. Beloved ones, we come to you today with a transmission of the utmost importance. There is a specific frequency operating within the terrestrial sphere right now, and its sole purpose is interception. We see your light. We see how fiercely you have been holding the line in environments that are heavy, unhealed, and resistant to the new Earth architecture. You are exhausted. We know this. You feel a deep, aching tiredness in your bones that no amount of physical sleep seems to cure. And it is exactly this exhaustion that the interception frequency is attempting to exploit tonight. The call you must not answer is not a physical ringing. It is a psychological and energetic intrusion, disguised as your own internal dialogue. It will sound like your own voice. It will use your deepest insecurities, your oldest traumas, and your most painful memories to establish a hook in your emotional body. Why tonight? Because the photon waves washing over your planet right now are accelerating your DNA activation at a rate that the old control matrix cannot sustain. The systems of suppression are collapsing, and in their desperation, they are throwing out energetic static to confuse the ground crew. They want you to believe that the heavy sadness descending upon you is yours. They want you to believe that the sudden feelings of isolation, of being entirely alone in this universe, are the ultimate truth of your existence. This is the false light trap. It is a broadcast, an artificial transmission aimed directly at the empathic receivers in your heart center. You see, the dark cannot create. It can only mimic and distort. Therefore, it mimics the feeling of spiritual urgency to drain your life force. When this call comes tonight, when the sudden fear grips your chest, or the old toxic relationship suddenly dominates your thoughts, your initial instinct will be to fight it. You will want to analyze it, figure it out, or spiritually process it. We are telling you now, do not engage. Do not attempt to heal the artificial static. By fighting it, by answering the call and entering into a dialogue with the fear, you are providing it with the exact energetic currency it needs to lock into your field. The control matrix feeds on your attention. It harvests your emotional reaction. The moment you say, "Why am I feeling this again?" you have answered the call. You have picked up the receiver and allowed the artificial frequency to bridge into your sovereign energy space. You are the chosen ones. You volunteered to be here, carrying the original blueprint of divine human potential, hidden deep within your cellular memory. Your light is a threat to the established order of the third density. The fact that you are being targeted by these localized psychic sweeps is not a sign that you are failing. It is the ultimate confirmation that your awakening is working. But you must learn the discipline of the observer. You must learn to let the call ring without picking it up. Some transmissions don't come through words. They come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4,200 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. The 9 Hidden Arcturian Codes is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment, only 72 hours at the launch price. Let us speak plainly about how this interception actually feels in your physical vessel. Many of you believe that spiritual warfare happens only in the mind or in the unseen realms. But you are inhabiting a dense, third-dimensional body, and this body is currently acting as your primary warning system. When the false light frequencies attempt to bridge into your field tonight, your biology will register the intrusion before your conscious mind does. You will feel it in the center of your chest or deep in your gut, a sudden, unexplainable knot of dread. It is a feeling of impending doom that has no logical source in your present physical reality. You might be sitting perfectly safe in your home, yet your nervous system will suddenly spike as if you are in immediate danger. This is not a panic attack. This is not a chemical imbalance, though the third-density medical system will try to convince you otherwise. What you are experiencing is your cellular antenna, picking up the psychic sweep. Your DNA is recognizing an incompatible, hostile frequency and is triggering an energetic immune response. The sudden exhaustion that forces you to lie down, the pressure at the base of your skull, the ringing in your ears that changes pitch. These are not biological glitches. They are the friction created when a low-density broadcast hits the high-frequency shield of an awakening starseed. They want to exhaust your physical vessel because a tired body creates a vulnerable aura. When you are depleted, your energetic boundaries become porous, and that is exactly when the whispers begin. The call tonight might not come as fear. It might come as deep, heavy nostalgia. It might pull you toward the past, making you obsess over timelines that are already closed. Why? Because nostalgia for a painful past anchors your frequency to the old earth. If they can keep you looking backward, mourning what was lost, or longing for people who could not meet you in your light, they prevent you from anchoring the new earth frequencies in the present moment. Do you see the manipulation? Do you see how perfectly designed this trap is? They take your beautiful, empathic heart, the very heart that came here to heal this planet, and they use its capacity for love and grief against you. They broadcast a frequency of sorrow, and because you are a healer, you instinctively try to process it. You pull it into your body, thinking it is yours to clear. You must stop doing this. You are not the cosmic filtration system for the dark agenda's toxic waste. You are a sovereign being of light, and your only job tonight is to hold your frequency steady. When you feel the physical symptoms of this sweep, when the anxiety hits or the sudden tears fall without reason, place your hand over your heart. Breathe deeply and declare your sovereignty. Say out loud, "I do not consent to this broadcast. I return this energy to its source." You will be shocked at how quickly the heavy feeling dissipates when you stop identifying with it. You are not broken, beloved one. You are simply a highly advanced receiver picking up a hostile signal. Unplug the receiver tonight. The Arcturian Council is reinforcing your shields, but you must be the one to refuse the call. Let us examine the precise timing of this interception. Many of you have noticed a profound disruption in your sleep cycles recently, particularly a sudden, jolting awakening between the hours of 2 August and 4 Tonorton a.m. Your third-dimensional world has long labeled this the witching hour, a time associated with fear, shadow, and vulnerability. But we must correct this distortion immediately. This window of time is not inherently dark. It is, in fact, the period of maximum atmospheric stillness, when the collective noise of the human consciousness field is at its absolute lowest hum. Because the matrix interference is quieted while the masses sleep, the veil between dimensions is at its thinnest. This is the exact moment when the Arcturian Council, your higher self, and your galactic guides transmit the most potent upgrade codes directly into your DNA. However, the control system understands this architecture perfectly. Because they cannot stop our transmissions from reaching you during this pure window, they attempt to hijack your reaction to it. They wait for you to wake up as the light codes integrate, and in that split second of disorientation, they broadcast the false call. They send a sudden wave of dread. They project holographic anxieties into your half-awake mind, forcing you to worry about money, relationships, or your life purpose. They do this to force your brain into a beta wave state of panic, which chemically and electromagnetically halts the integration of the Arcturian light codes. Do you understand the magnitude of what you carry? You are not being targeted because you are weak or because you are doing something wrong. You are being targeted because your frequency, when fully activated, is capable of dismantling the entire lower density grid of your immediate environment. The codes lying dormant within your cellular structure are the exact energetic antidote to the matrix of fear. When a starseed successfully integrates these codes without descending into panic, their personal energy field expands exponentially. You become a walking pillar of coherence. And a coherent human being cannot be manipulated, cannot be farmed for emotional energy, and cannot be controlled by the old Earth systems. This is why the call tonight will feel so incredibly urgent. It is a desperate measure from a collapsing system. The entities managing the old Earth grid are running out of time, and they know it. They look at you, and they see a cosmic lighthouse that is about to turn on at full power. Their only defense is to convince the lighthouse that it is broken, that its light is actually a burden, or that the storm is simply too great to survive. When you wake up in the dark tonight, and the heavy silence presses against your chest, remember this transmission. Do not let the mind spin into the illusion of the future. Do not let it drag you into the grief of the past. The moment you recognize the attack for what it is, its power evaporates. You are a master of energy, temporarily wearing a human suit. You have navigated through entire galaxies and witnessed the birth of star systems. A localized psychic sweep from a dying third-density matrix is nothing to you. Reclaim the night. The 3 a.m. window is your sacred integration time. Guard it with the fierce sovereignty of the chosen one that you are. There is another mechanism through which this interception will attempt to reach you tonight, and it is perhaps the most painful one to navigate. The call does not always come from within your own mind. Often, the old Earth matrix will use the people closest to you as unconscious agents of its frequency. You have likely noticed that your relationships have become increasingly strained over the last few months. People you once resonated with suddenly feel dense, aggressive, or entirely draining. Conversations that used to bring you joy now feel like a profound waste of your life force. You walk away from simple interactions feeling completely depleted, as if something has attached itself to your energetic field. This is not a coincidence, and it is not a sign that you are becoming cold or unloving. What is happening is a literal frequency divergence. As your Arcturian codes activate and your vibration accelerates, the gap between your energy and the energy of those still firmly anchored in the third density widens. The matrix understands that it cannot easily penetrate your direct shielding when you are alone and centered. Therefore, it uses the back door. It uses the people you love. Tonight, or in the days immediately following this transmission, you may receive a call, a text message, or an unexpected interaction from someone who brings a whirlwind of drama, fear, or heavy emotional demands into your space. They do not consciously know they are doing this. They are simply acting out the anxiety of the collapsing grid, and their energetic system is instinctively seeking a high-frequency battery to recharge itself. They are seeking you. When they dump their unhealed trauma, their fear of the future, or their third-dimensional anger onto you, the trap is set. If you engage in the old way, if you try to fix them, if you absorb their pain, if you lower your own vibration to make them feel comfortable, the interception is successful. You have answered the call. You have allowed the heavy static frequency to bridge into your newly forming fifth density architecture, and it will pull you right back down into the exhaustion. You must hear this clearly. You cannot save everyone, And you were not sent here to be an energetic sponge for a world that refuses to heal itself. Your mission is not to absorb the dark. Your mission is to hold the light so steadily that the dark cannot exist in your presence. Holding the line means setting absolute ironclad boundaries. It means having the profound spiritual maturity to look at a chaotic situation and say, I love you, but I will not carry this for you. When you refuse to engage with the drama, the false light loses its access point. The separation you are feeling from certain people right now is not a punishment. It is an organic, necessary sorting. It is the universe creating a sterile, interference-free environment so that your true template can finally come online. Some transmissions don't come through words, they come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4. 200 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. The 9 Hidden Arcturian Codes is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment. Only 72 hours at the launch price. Let us address another highly sophisticated layer of the false light interception that is occurring during this current window. Many of you who carry the Arcturian frequency are biologically and spiritually wired with a deep, undeniable urge to serve. You woke up into this lifetime with the ingrained knowing that you have a mission, a grand purpose to assist humanity during this great planetary transition. The old Earth control matrix knows this about you. It has thoroughly mapped the psychological profile of the awakening ground crew, and it knows that you will often ignore your own boundaries, and even your own physical exhaustion, if you believe the collective needs your immediate intervention. Therefore, the call you receive tonight may not come wrapped in personal fear or emotional anxiety. It may come elegantly wrapped in the illusion of urgent spiritual duty. You may suddenly feel an overwhelming, heart-racing panic about the state of the world. Your mind might suddenly flood with thoughts of global suffering, societal collapse, or collective crisis. A voice, cleverly masquerading as your own higher guidance, will whisper in the dark that you are simply not doing enough. It will tell you that while you are resting, the world is falling apart. It will try to convince you that you must immediately force yourself into a state of hypervigilance, that you must stay awake to hold the grid, or that you must engage in frantic energetic clearing. This is the savior complex trap. It is one of the most insidious and effective ways the lower densities drain the most powerful members of the family of light. Listen to the Arcturian Council very carefully on this matter. The new Earth is not being built on the frantic, exhausted energy of a depleted savior. The true light does not scream at you in the middle of the night, demanding that you fix a collapsing third-dimensional structure. True divine guidance is calm. It is unconditionally anchored. It moves with the rhythm of deep cosmic certainty, never with the erratic, desperate pulse of 3D panic. When you feel this sudden, frantic urge to save the world at the expense of your own nervous system, you are receiving a hijacked transmission. They are using your beautiful, inherent desire to help as a weapon to pull you completely out of your center. You must remember the actual physics of your mission here. You do not elevate the collective frequency by diving into the chaos and fighting the density on its own heavy terms. You elevate the collective frequency by fiercely maintaining your own internal coherence. You are an energetic anchor point. If the anchor is constantly pulling itself up and throwing itself frantically into the storm, the entire architecture destabilizes. Your stillness is your most powerful weapon. Your ability to rest, to detach from the global drama, and to simply exist in a state of quiet, regulated peace is exactly what dismantling the old matrix requires. Tonight, if the false call of the urgent mission tries to hijack your peace, your response must be absolute stillness. You have cosmic permission to lay down the weight of the world. Your only job tonight is to protect your receiver. Now we must speak directly about the biological and energetic armor that you possess, because knowing how to use your physical equipment is the only way to navigate this current corridor safely. The matrix interference we have been discussing does not just float vaguely in the ether. It specifically targets the crystalline structures within your pineal gland and the electromagnetic field generated by your heart center. When the false call comes tonight, its primary objective is to create a state of biological fear. Why? Because fear produces cortisol, and cortisol chemically suppresses the exact gland you need to perceive the higher dimensional realities. They want to physically blind your third eye so you cannot see the new Earth architecture that is forming right in front of you. But you, beloved starseed, hold the ultimate countermeasure. Your heart center is not just an organ that pumps blood. It is a multidimensional frequency generator. When your heart is in a state of genuine, unforced coherence, it produces an electromagnetic field that is literally impenetrable to third-density interference. The lower astral sweeps cannot pierce a coherent field. They simply bounce off it, like static hitting a solid wall of pure resonance. This means your safety tonight does not require you to fight, to visualize complex geometric shields, or to perform exhausting energetic battles in the astral realm. Your absolute protection requires only one thing: dropping completely into the vibration of deep, neutral observation. When the heavy emotion, the sudden anxiety, or the phantom memory tries to pull you in, you must observe it without attaching your identity to it. Imagine that you are standing behind a thick pane of glass, watching a storm rage outside. The storm is loud. The storm looks frightening. But you know with absolute certainty that it cannot touch you. You look at the heavy feeling in your chest and you simply say, "Ah, there is the Matrix broadcast. How interesting. But it is not mine." The moment you remove your emotional reaction, the hook dissolves. The frequency attempting to latch onto your energy realizes there is nothing to feed on. You become practically invisible to the lower grid. This is the profound secret of the original human template. You were designed to walk through the densest, darkest environments completely untouched, radiating a light so pure that the darkness simply parts around you. As you prepare for sleep tonight, or if you find yourself awake in the early hours, deliberately slow your breathing. Command your physical vessel to relax. Place your focus entirely on the physical center of your chest and imagine a steady, unblinking point of white light. Do not try to force it to grow. Just hold it steady. This steadiness is your Arcturian signature. It sends a direct signal back to us that you are online, stable, and ready for the organic upgrades that belong to your true mission. You are not a victim of this shift. You are the architect of it. Hold your ground. We conclude this transmission with a profound recognition of the immense burden you have carried. Being a chosen one on a planet heavily conditioned by amnesia is not an easy assignment. You did not come to this planet to be a victim of its collapsing frequencies, nor to be an energetic battery for a dying third-density system. You came to be the architect of its new dawn. The interception sweep that is moving through the astral plane tonight is not a sign of the dark matrix's strength. It is the ultimate, undeniable proof of its absolute desperation. They are throwing everything they have at the ground crew right now, because they know that once your Arcturian codes are fully online, their illusion of control is permanently over. When the sun sets tonight, and the shadows grow long, do not shrink. Do not brace yourself for an attack as if you are powerless. Instead, expand your energy field. Claim the physical space you inhabit. Fill the room you are sitting in with the frequency of your sovereign light. If you wake up in the quietest hours, do not let your mind spiral into the manufactured fear of the collective. Lie perfectly still. Feel the vibration in your chest, and know that you are receiving a direct, organic upload of multidimensional architecture. You are being upgraded, while the old world is being dismantled. The Earth split is happening, and the divergence of timelines is accelerating rapidly. The reality you choose to inhabit tomorrow is determined entirely by the frequency you choose to maintain tonight. The false light will try to pull you backward into the old earth of fear, relational drama, and physical exhaustion. But your true Arcturian lineage is pulling you upward into the new earth of coherence, divine sovereignty, and profound inner peace. The choice of which call to answer belongs entirely to you. Unplug the receiver. We are asking you to anchor your light publicly right now. The Matrix thrives on the heavy illusion that you are isolated, crazy, and alone. Break that illusion today. If you are standing strong tonight and refusing the false call, go to the comments below right now and type, "I claim my sovereignty. I do not consent." Let the digital algorithms and the energetic grid of the earth register your absolute refusal to be manipulated. Seeing your bold declaration will give another exhausted starseed the exact strength they need to hold the line in the dark. Do not forget to like this video to push this critical transmission out to other chosen ones who are desperately looking for this exact confirmation, and subscribe to this channel to stay permanently connected to the Arcturian Council's ongoing guidance. We are actively building the new Earth network right here, and your unique frequency is essential. You are loved beyond human measure. You are protected by the highest echelons of the Galactic Federation, but your ultimate protection is your own divine memory. Remember who you are. The night holds no power over a being made of eternal starlight. Stand firm. We are with you. Some transmissions don't come through words, they come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4. 200 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. The 9 Hidden Arcturian Codes is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment. Only 72 hours at the launch price.